shit in fear as the NR2003 ShitCup Series welcomes you to the spooky Rockingham Speedway for the Feces 500. Today's pole sitter Mike and Ike is looking ultra sweet as he leads us to the green flag here today. But someone to keep an eye out for is AJ Walker, whose season so far really hasn't had the crunch that he's really wanted. However, someone in the same boat as him but starting further in the front today is Colton Thompson, who is looking to scare these drivers with the thought of using FedEx as their carrier. Will he be able to claim the ultimate treat, a trip to victory lane, or will he end up in a melted puddle of feces? We will find out here shortly as we take you trackside for the command. Now to give the most frightening 3 words in all of motorsports. He's won a race in every single season of ShitCup so far, and he's joining me in the booth here today. Don't be scared. It's AJ Walker!
Let's get scared shitless, folks. Drivers, start your engines!
Thank you, AJ Walker, for that amazing command. And we'd also like to thank the spooky AJ Natabago Foundation for the starting lineup on the left side of the screen. And AJ, we had a piss show. Yes, what is going on here? We had a piss show yesterday. Huge ass struggling. We had a piss show yesterday in the Piss Cup race. What are you expecting here today?
Well, it looks like we've already got a bit of a shit show here, but I expect less wrecks and more racing.
Well, they're fucking it before we even take the green. Huge ass holding up the entire outside line. We're green flag underway here, and look at this. 3 wide going into turn 1, nearly 4 wide on corner exit.
They're keeping it remarkably clean here, much better than the Piss Cup Series did, entering 3 here, 3 wide.
And they come off the final corner for lap 1. Give the lap lead to Mike and Ike. And keep in mind, Mike and Ike has already won a race this season. He wants to get himself another checkered flag. And so does Bender M, running in second.
They're starting to thin out Luke Big Papa Pickle in third. Bender M in second, Mike and Ike in first. That's a top 3 right there. Single file, pretty much.
But you got to keep an eye on David Deeg here. He's going to move to the inside of Luke Big Papa Pickle as they go into turn 1 and 2. Andrew Gaiman closing in as well as they go down the back straightaway.
And they're going to keep racing side by side. Seems like Luke Big Papa Pickle has some momentum on the outside, but he's still got to fend them off.
Able to clear him there. Another spot there for the Pickler. Out of the drivers in the top 3, only one of them has not won this season. That is Luke Big Papa Pickle, one of the most standout rookies. Well, he's not doing that good in the standings. Looks like Chuck Snead had some problems. We'll use the post-editing Clabel cam to show you what happened to Chuck Snead as Mike and Ike is going to close up to him here as we are already through the first 4 laps here on lap 5 here in the Feces 500. Your top 3 so far: Mike and Ike, Bender M, Luke Big Papa Pickle, David Deeg looking really good, and there is Xander Jeffrey for Earl Burroughs Motorsports rounding out your top 5, Walker.
They'll keep thinning out single file throughout the pack with a couple battles here and there.
Got young Simba to the inside of Colton Thompson. Talking about Thompson in the pre-race show. We also did not mention during the pre-race here, Colton Thompson won the 6th race of the season last season. Could he somehow go back-to-back winning the 6th race of the season as they're on lap 6 here, coming off a turn 3 and 4? Your lead still goes to Mike and Ike, but Bender M closing in as we continue to go through this field. There's Anthony Tony Steve the 4th currently working on Colton Thompson. Nagito Komiyato looking really good. AIDS man Martin, what about this man? Looking really strong in that 5 car.
Yeah.
AJ, you fucked it. Go ahead, talk about AIDS Man Martin.
Fuck!
Fuck! All right, I got you, buddy. David Jangle Snatch looking really good back here as well. Win Nurgerton jacking off side by side. And AJ, I hear you have some insider knowledge about the tire wear for today's race?
Yeah, we've got some interesting pit strategy coming up here. We're looking at potentially 3 seconds of pace on fresh tires over older tires.
3 seconds of pace on oh my goodness. So we are going to have ourselves some pit stops during this race if we don't have cautions. This is going to add even more fuel to the fire. Hell, it's a Halloween surprise for the Shit Cup field. Enjoy it, boys. As the top 5 still remains the same, Mike and Ike pulling away from Bender M as we continue to traverse through this field as we look to even more battles. There's Romelia Griffin on the top side and Cumshot Jones right in front of them, and AJ Walker, the top side of the racetrack, going to be very beneficial for these drivers. We saw in a little bit of practice that these guys can run the top side, be quick. Like, look at Cumshot Jones, nice run off the top side, going to go side by side with Samuel Badman going into turn 3 and 4.
It seems like that top side is where any sort of successful pass is going to have to happen.
Jones looking really good side by side with Romelia Griffin as they go into turn 1 and 2. Are going to continue to go through this field. Greg Graffin, who was impaled at Bowman Gray Stadium trying to make up for some bad luck. Recky Spinhouse Jr. as well. Knob shifter looking good. And there is the old fan favorite, Biggest Dickus, trying to move up through this field after a solid run last week. And AJ, I'm sorry. I had candy corn in my mouth. I'm sorry. Rafa Head, he just makes me absolutely, oh my God. Anyways, Mike and Ike still leads here. Bender M closing in the gap as the laps continue to tick away. And I mean, the tires are definitely degrading here. The leaders are running about 23-second lap times. Keep in mind, these guys were running about 22.3s on their own on fresh tires. So they are already slower than their original pace as we officially hit lap 15 out of 79 there. Walker, as look at Big Papa Pickle closing in.
And it's been these top 3 the whole time pulling away from the rest of the pack. I really think it's going to be one of these 3 that win.
Now, you got to keep in mind, AJ, we are not even a third of the way through this race, and pit strategy, you mentioned, is going to be a factor! Now!
Oh!
Papa Pickle blows up! Oh, my goodness! Problems for the pickler! Oh, my goodness!
That's just unfortunate right there.
Devastation! Running top 3 and blows up! Unbelievable! Terrible sight there. Pickle Nation in shambles as David Deeg moves into 3rd. Unbelievable.
Real shame. He had the strong run going there. He could have gotten it if his engine would just hold on.
Bender M now under threat from David Deeg, who moved into 3rd there. Andrew Gaiman won the Busch Crash last season, got his first start in the Shit-Tona 500. Looking really strong for DJ Khaled Racing Academy. Currently in a partnership with Premarital Sex Motorsports, who their lead driver, Mike and Ike, is currently in the front. And what a story it would be, because AJ, Premarital Sex Motorsports has won the last 3 races in a row. Could they get their 4th here today? It's really going to come down to strategy, but what do you think, AJ?
I think they have a really good shot at continuing an amazing streak here.
And look at this. Andrew Gaiman up to 2nd. He's got a really fast car. He ran 0.3 of a second faster than Mike and Ike the last time around. And look at Chuck Snead. Chuck Snead was almost in front of these guys, and I think he might have made a green flag pit stop. And look at his pace. He is incredibly quick, and there's the pickler down the pit road. Devastating news for him. As we note, look at the guys. They are definitely coasting more into the corners. And they are trying to save up their tires. Let's look at these guys like Pain and Suffering. That's young Simba AIDS Man Martin trying to bite down, managing their tires as we are getting closer and closer possibly to these green flag pit stops. Mike and Ike has led every lap up to this point. But Andrew Gaiman threatening him as they come off a turn 2.
He's really just got to defend here at this point. As long as Mike and I can hold that top line, I think that position is his.
Got yourselves a nice flyby of the field there. As here he comes, there's Andrew Gaiman closing in the gap as we take lap 23 here. He is right there all over the back bumper as they come off a turn 2. Gaiman looking really strong in that DJ Khaled Racing Academy Ford Mustang.
He's going to take a look, but he really doesn't have the momentum to quite get there yet. Mike and Ike is keeping a little bit of a gap there, about a 10th.
Just keeping an eye on all these guys, seeing if anybody wants to be the first one to pit, take advantage of them new tires. Bender M falling. David D actually falls even more. He dropped back to 4th due to Andrew Gaiman coming through this field. As look at these guys, got Young Simba side by side with Turmion as they come off a turn 4 here next to Colton Thompson. There's Colton Thompson again. We mentioned him before the race started.
Yeah, and he's got himself a decent run putting together. He's climbing his way up a little bit.
Currently battling for that top 10 spot with Young Simba, actually P9, now P10. As we move back to the front, Gaiman closing in the gap on Mike and Ike as the run progresses. Bender M in 3rd. Young Simba on the outside there. We're going to run you through the top 10 so far through this race. Mike and Ike is your leader. Andrew Gaiman is in 2nd. 3rd place is Bender M. 4th place is David Eag. And Xander Jeffrey rounds out your top 5. Pain and Suffering in 6th. Aidsman Martin in 7th. Turmion in 8th. Young Simba in 9th. And Colton Thompson rounding out your top 10, and Anthony Tony Steve the 4th trying to battle to make sure he can get himself a top 10 run here today as they go down the back straightaway. As the drivers... Oh, go ahead, AJ. Sorry about that.
He's going to keep trying to make that top 10, make his father and grandfather before him proud.
Yeah,
to be racers of the series.
Yeah, he's actually the long lost son of Anthony Tony Steve Sr. So technically brother-in-law, whatever you want to call it, going to make the entire Tony Steve family proud with a top 10 run here today as we are closing in to the basic fall off of these tires. Keep in mind, we mentioned earlier that the drivers were running about 22.3 second lap times by themselves. Last lap time around for the leader, Mike and Ike, 24.8 seconds. They are currently nearly 3 seconds off the pace compared to fresh tires. Would not be shocked to see these guys come down the pit road any minute here, as they are going a lot longer than I thought here on tires. They're trying to maybe stretch this into a one-stop race, but definitely hurting the tires and making the cars go even slower as the run progresses, as Gaiman and Mike and Ike pulling away from the field. Bender M still in 3rd.
Yeah, I really think the one-stop strategy might end up being what they go for here. And I think the earlier you pit, that pace might help you early on in the run.
But you got to keep in mind, it's going to hurt you later on in the run because the fall off is so drastic. Pain and Suffering side by side with Xander Jeffrey. Aidsman Martin looking really good. Going to continue to go through this field, try to find any side-by-side action. There's Noah Patnod, my favorite driver. He is currently battling Samuel Badman, trying to use that top side to his advantage. That's going to fall in line behind Badman. And Noah Patnod is continuing to be a pussy. I mean, I love him, but he needs to get some balls, let me tell you what. There's Big Man on the top side. Currently side-by-side with Mo Lester. Mo Lester had problems at Bowman Gray. Not a good day for him. As Andrew Gaiman slowly but surely trying to reel in this 26 car.
And really, there's no competition for these two. Don't know how long that'll last with pit stops, but these two just pulled way away over a second.
We will be back in just a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get you the full coverage of the pit stops when it all goes down. We'll be back when those pit stops get started. Not even half a lap after I mentioned it, green flag pit stops have begun here at Rockingham. Recce Spinhouse Jr. down the pit road, jacking off a bunch of other drivers as these guys stay on the racetrack. There's Termion. Are the leaders going to pit? That's the real question. Xander Jeffrey, Cumshot Jones, Colton Thompson, a bunch of these top 10 cars as here comes Mike and Ike and Andrew Gaiman down the pit road. Lead here is going to go to Pain and Suffering.
It'll be interesting to see how this shakes up the field. As I said earlier, we're looking at 3 extra seconds of pace on fresh tires.
This is Chuck Snead right here on fresh tires. Look at him. Chuck Snead, one of those first ones to pit. Watch him through the corner here.
Just makes it look easy.
Oh my lord, the difference in grip is absolutely absurd. Bender M moves into the lead after Pain and Suffering pit there. Look at the difference in grip. Keep an eye on all these guys that have pit. Pat Nod looking really slow. Here comes Anthony Tony Steve the fourth. Watch how much time Anthony Tony Steve the fourth here is going to gain on his teammate AJ Walker. Look at this. Well, don't wreck him! Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh no! We got a little bit of teammate beef there. I don't know what that was. Oh my, he almost wrecked him. Oh my goodness. More pit stops underway here though, Walker.
Yeah, that was crazy. You'd think they're supposed to be good family friends. I don't know what that was there.
My goodness. Your leader. Oh, they're wrecking down the
Dig wreck.
David Dig. No,
ahead.
Danica Skywalker. Caution's out. Oh, Kumaru Yukihara. Dave Wilson. Problems for the field during green flag pit stops. Caution! Unbelievable!
All right, here you can see David D coming off a pit road. Just comes up into the cars behind him and just skill issue. Monumental.
Yeah, and then they all pile in. Danik and Skywanker. Dave Wilson just drove right in. Just drove right into Rappahan. Honestly, hero of the decade right there. Kumaru Yukihara also had nowhere to go. We need to go on board with the we need to go on board with Dave Wilson there. Hang on. On board with Dave Wilson, and as you can see, he comes off the pit road. Does not lift. And fuck you, you know, I don't blame him.
Heroics. Get this man an award.
He might be the most popular driver in season 4 with that move. We will be back with the restart in a matter of seconds here. Had a lot of guys pit. The front runners all pit, so all the guys will be back on the lead lap. Gonna be an exciting last 30 or 40 so laps, something like that, to close out the Feces 500. We'll be right back. Boo! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the hectic Feces 500 here on the Clabel YouTube channel. Those out of the race following that incident include Kumaru Yukihara, Mole, Lester, Dave Wilson, Danik and Skywanker, the Conspirator, Rappahan, and David Deeg. Huge news for David Deeg, but we got ourselves a new front runner. Your reigning shit ton of 500 champion, Joey Strakowski, gonna lead us back green flag racing here. And keep in mind, we got varying levels of strategy. Some guys have 2 lap pressure tires. Some guys have 5 lap pressure tires as they come up a turn 2 here, Walker.
And they're going 2 by 2 by 3 wide in the back there. I think. Oh!
It's a freaking tag!
Oh!
Come shot Jones! Oh! Here we are on young Simba side by side with Pain and Suffering. And Simba just barely gets pain and suffering. Cumshot Jones has, oh my God. Bunch of other cars involved. We're gonna go on the Clabel copter cam because my goodness, there was so much carnage. And they wrecked on the front too. Okay. Here we are on the Clabel copter cam. There's the turn. We're not gonna show Cumshot Jones because that is absolutely disgusting. Oh my! Oh, and Ricky Spinhouse flipped. So did Huge Ass. AJ, that might be the most gruesome crash we've ever had in Shit Cup history.
Really a lot of scary moments for these drivers. A lot of good runs ended.
Huge hit for Ezra Bass and Knob Shifter as well in the front stretch. We'll be back in a matter of moments to give you guys the restart. A lot of hell being served here in the Feces 500. You don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feces 500, possibly the scariest race, scariest crash in Shit Cup history. Those involved and out of the race, pain and suffering, Ezra Bass, of course, Cumshot Jones, Huge Ass, Ricky Spinhouse Jr., and Knob Shifter. Very scary crash. And we're about to go green flag racing. And AJ Walker, the top 7 race cars all stayed out under this caution. So like we did before, we got ourselves varying levels of strategy. We're gonna hit the line this time by 30 laps to go here in the Feces 500. Badman, solid run off of turn 2 as we watch the drive-by here. Samuel Badman for orders. Look at the tires. Look at the old tires on AIDS Man Martin. That is the tire wear right there in effect as here comes Noah Patton.
And they're immediately shoving Walker 3 wide. They're trying to get through.
All the tires, man. You're gonna need tires to get some speed here as we move back to the front here. Oh, we got pit stops. Once again, masturbation to the front. Samuel Badman lost the lead there. Here comes Big Man. And keep in mind, we're keeping an eye on the first drivers on fresh tires. Joey Strakowski, the first one on 4 brand new Goodyear tires.
He's tearing through right here. He's closing in.
Just to give you guys an idea, this man ran about 0.3 of a second faster than the guys in front of him. It's all gonna be about that long run speed. And do these guys have to pit again? Really? The tire wear, gonna have to watch it here as we get to the second half of this run. AIDS Man Martin now closing in into the top 3 drivers here as they come off of turn 4. Masturbation is gonna lead another lap here in the Feces 500.
And he's starting to really put that gap in between Big Man and Badman.
Yep. And there is Joey Strakowski. It's gonna be a time game for Strakowski. Has to get around these guys, and Mike and Ike as well. Another driver on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. They gotta take advantage of the tires, or else in the longer run, it's gonna deplete very quickly. Bation still leads off of 2. Big Man in second. Samuel Badman in third. And keep in mind, all of these drivers in the top 3, I believe, going for their first career wins. I don't think Big Man has won. He might have. I don't really remember. But here he comes in the Grimace Mobile, trying to get to the inside.
And Masturbation will defend off the top and keep that spot.
Badman closing in as well. Remember, he started on the front row for this last restart. Can he manage those tires to the end as well? Strakowski still trying to get by AIDS Man Martin. AIDS Man Martin is basically the leader's best friend in this case, as Bation still leads.
And they're really keeping side single file. I don't really see much closing in passing.
We're going to go further into this field. There is Andrew Gaiman trying to get around Anthony. Tony Steve the fourth. Keep in mind, Tony Steve the fourth is a lap down, so definitely not for position there. And the real question is, will these guys get antsy and think, hey, maybe it's worth it to pit again, get those 4 tires? Looking at the lap times right now, Shirkowski, fastest car on the racetrack, but cannot get by the 5 of A's Man Martin. Here comes Big Man with another run.
I really think this is going to be a tire game for some of these guys for track position.
Caution on the racetrack! Caution! No clue what the caution is for. Must have been for Texas speed limit. He's got a bunch of damage. Caution on the speedway. Let's go see what happened.
You see Ryan Gosling coming off the pit lane.
Oh my lord.
Huge moment for the points leader here.
Unbelievable there. Texas speed limit entered today's race. The Shit Cup points leader. He might lose it just for that incident alone, involving him and another lap car, that being Ryan Gosling. And as Mr. Ryan Gosling likes to say, he drives. And we will drive you all back to the restart in a matter of moments. We'll be back after, hopefully, one of our last commercial breaks here today. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feces 500 on the Clabel YouTube channel. Everyone pit under that caution. And the lead has been given to Samuel Badman, and what a top 3 we have here. Samuel Badman in his rookie season, actually second season. Big Man, 3-season veteran. Masturbation, 2-season veteran. We got a bunch of non-winners in the front. Make it 17 to go here in the Feces 500. Great restart for Badman on the inside, but Big Man trying his best as they come off of turn 2.
And you'll see Badman, he'll keep that lead, but not quite. No, he clears it here.
Yeah. And now Big Man going to try and run that top side, try and get side by side with Masturbation. It's not going to happen. Samuel Badman for Order 66 Racing moves into the front of this field definitely as we come off a turn. Oh no, Ryan Gosling off the pit road again. Oh no, go! Thought there'd be contact. No contact. Oh yes, they are contact. Texas speed limit gets turned around in the front of Justin Perez. They're wrecking on the front straightaway. It's going to be Perez around and another caution. Here we are on Noah Patnod coming off a turn 2. You see Texas speed limit go up the racetrack. Patnod tries to avoid him. Perez nowhere to go. Dickus nowhere to go. Perez able to get it back around going. Not really a lot of damage to the 18. And let's just get to the restart, ladies and gentlemen. We got less than 10 laps to go. Clabel from about 3 seconds ago is absolutely wrong. We got 10 laps to go to decide it here in the Feces 500. We still got the same front row. Samuel Badman, Masturbation, AJ. Do any of these two in the front row get it done with these 10 laps?
I think there's good shot, but you gotta keep in mind Mike and Ike sitting there in that second row. He was vying for it for the entire first half of the race.
Yeah, most definitely led the most laps. Gonna lock up most laps, ladies. He's got 34 so far here today. He's trying to go 4 for 4 for Premarital Sex Motorsports as they go down the back straightaway, going into turn 3 and 4. What a run for Mike and Ike. Could he be the one charging to the front? Here he comes to the inside, side by side for the lead. Look at Dylan Matthews behind the 2 teammates, side by side in that second row. Big Man up the racetrack. Look at the run on the top side, but Mike and Ike to the lead.
And just as I called it, Mike and Ike, he's taking every advantage to get back to where he was, and he's running with it.
Mike and Ike looked like the man a couple races ago at Bowman Gray Stadium and trying to go 4 for 4 for Premarital Sex Motorsports. Can you even stop them at this rate if they get another win here today? Badman moves back to second, side by side between the teammates for third.
And you see Dylan Matthews taking that third spot for Masturbation. He's just kind of, yeah, falling back. There's Joey Shakowski taking that spot, that 4th place spot too.
And keep in mind, these guys are all on fresh. Oh, caution. Bender M around. Oh, they're wrecking back here? Yes, they are! Anthony, Tony, Steve, and Andrew Gaiman. Oh, Ryan Gosling gets into him as well! All right, I think Ryan Gosling needs to be parked for that one. That was absolutely ridiculous.
And here we got AJ Walker in the middle of 3 wide here. Just absolutely just dumb shit.
Just, yeah.
Stupid move.
Collects a bunch of guys. Texas speed limit involved again, Justin Perez.
You'd think they put someone smarter in that 4 car.
Yeah. It's like they got a robot in that car, AJ Walker. And we will be back in a matter of moments. Possibly the last restart of the race. We do got Shit Cup overtime in case we need it. We'll be back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feces 500 on the Clabel YouTube channel. We're going to go back green flag racing with 3 laps to go. I have practically given up trying to keep track of which drivers are out of the race. You can see on the ticker as we're going to go green flag racing, 3 to go. Mike and Ike, Samuel Badman, the 2 Harry Males Motorsports teammates in row 2. Green flag back in the air, and what a restart for Samuel Badman.
He really gets to jump there and clears it right off the bat, but Mike and Ike is right there behind him, hunting him down.
But look at Dylan Matthews gonna get to the inside. That's gonna hurt Mike and Ike. But Ike gonna clear. Mike and Ike gonna try and close in. Gonna take 2 laps to go this time by.
Mike and Ike is looking. He's right there. He's looking to the bottom there, trying to get below him.
Lost a little bit of ground there. Mike and I are going to try and power through, maybe get his move done on the last lap as they're going down the back straightaway for the second to last time. If they cannot make it, we will have a restart. Dylan Matthews closing in. Bad corner for Badman. Here comes Mike and Ike as Mike and Ike are going to be side by side with Badman for the white flag.
And he's prevailing on the bot. No, yeah, he looks like he's...
Wait a minute. Watch Dylan Matthews here. Matthews trying to close in. Can Mike and Ike get a nice of a run going into 3? Badman up the racetrack. It's not going to matter. Samuel Badman is going to win the Feces 500 here at Rockingham Speedway. And Dylan Matthews gets second, AJ. Unbelievable finish.
Fantastic finish and a fantastic race, honestly.
Oh my goodness! Samuel Badman for Order 66 Racing wins the Feces 500 after a fantastic display of talent. He gets his first ever Shit Cup win here today. What an amazing run for Dylan Matthews and Masturbation. Harry Males Motorsports, fantastic runs for them today after starting 32nd and 33rd. They finished 2nd and 4th respectively, with Nagito Komayata rounding out your top 10.
And what an incredible run by Greg Graffin and Biggest Dickus, each of them up 26 spots from where they started. Similar can be said about Bernardo de Oliveira, who finished 18th after starting 41st, and Big Man rounds out our top 20.
What a fall off for Bender M. Started top 3, finished 22nd. Texas Speed Limit, our Shit Cup points leader, finishes 24th. We're going to have to see in a matter of seconds if the point standings have changed, with Pain and Suffering rounding out our top 30, Walker.
Now, all these fucking guys back here wrecked out Clabel, most notably Cumshot Jones, who practically died. We'll have to wait to see if he's conscious in the medical center later. But thank God Rafa Hen racked out, with our 2 biggest losers being David Deeg and Luke Big Papa Pickle, both who started in the top 5.
Now, here are your updated Shit Cup point standings, with Joey Strakowski taking back the Shit Cup point standings lead. And just a little fun fact for you all, Joey Strakowski is now officially the only driver in Shit Cup to not DNF this season. He has a 20-point lead over Dylan Matthews and Samuel Badman, who are tied for that spot. My favorite, Noah Patnod, rounds out the top 10. And honestly, AJ, what a race we had here today. And on it, go ahead, give me your raw thoughts. What did you think of today's race?
I don't know about you, Clabel, but this is one of the most enjoyable races I've ever taken part in when it comes to the world of Shit Cup. We had chaos, flips, we had crashes, and we had an amazing finish. What else could you ask for, man? This race was amazing, and thanks so much for having me again.
We'll be back next week for a doubleheader in Indiana featuring a race at IRP and the first ever rendition of the Shit-Yard 400 for the ShitCup Series. AJ, any final words for our viewers here today?
I just want all of y'all to have a happy Halloween and stay spooky.
Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and thank you all so much to our Clabel Cult members for continuing to make ShitCup and PissCup possible. You can continue to support the channel by liking, subscribing, doing all that stuff, or you can support even more by clicking the join button down below. Happy Halloween, everyone. Be safe, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, take it easy.